everyone. Welcome to Winged Paper Crafting. My name is Angel Fitch. If you're new around here, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. I'm so glad you've all decided to join me today. Today we're going to do our fourth set of alternatives for the February 2026 Paper Pumpkin Kit called Celebrate Spring. And here are the 9 cards that you could have made had you made this kit as intended. But we're going to change things up a little bit, and we're going to do a set of alternatives. So while we get our stuff out to get started, if I could ask you, if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, I would really appreciate it if you would. I'm trying to grow the channel and this community, and I would love to have you join us. So we're going to start with a piece of basic white for our card base. It's 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. We're going to give this a nice burnish so it lays nice and flat. I have a piece for the inside that's 4 by 5 1/4. And then for the first layer on the front, I've got half of one of the card bases that I have cut down to 4 by 5 1/4 that we're going to put right here as our first layer. So let's go ahead and get that down. So I'm just going to put a little bit of glue on here. And we'll go ahead and center this up left to right and top to bottom as best we can. So that looks pretty good. So we'll give this a nice press. And then we've got this wreath that came in the kit, and we're going to put it down next. And we're going to lay that right there for a second. We're going to do our stamping because we're going to stamp in the middle of this. And we are going to stamp Sweet Spring Greetings. And we're going to stamp in black, if I can find my black ink pad. Oh, here it is. So we're going to use our Memento black ink. And let's get this off here. And let's ink up our stamp. I'm going to get those things out of the way here. Let me see. Make sure we get this nice and inked up. It looks pretty good. Okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to set this on here just where I want it. So kind of like that. And then we're just going to go in here and put this down and hope we're straight. There we go. Perfect. So we can just put that right like that. And then on the inside, we're going to do Sending Love, which is from the stamp set that I believe was the stamp of the month set for February, I think, maybe, or January. Maybe it was January. All right, so let's ink this up. Make sure we got all the pieces here. It looks pretty good. So we're going to line this up on our glass mat. And we'll just come right up here at the top. And we'll get this down. Hopefully, it's straight enough we can live with it. Okay. So let's put our ink away. Now, we're going to take our glue and just kind of go around our wreath here. Just a little bit. We don't need a lot of glue. And then we're going to go back here and center this right around our stamped greeting. And we'll wiggle that around until it looks pretty good. And then we'll press that down. And we'll get this on the inside. So just like that. All right, perfect. Now, Last but not least, we need some bling. So we've got these iridescent foil gems that we are going to use. So let's see, we need our take your pick tool, and we're gonna take a couple of these off here, and we'll put one down there and another little one up here. And there is our cute little very quick card. Okay, now we are going to move on to our second card. Now, this one we're going to start with a card base of boho blue. And we've got this that's 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4, and then again at 2 1/8. And we're going to take our bone folder and give these, both of these creases, a nice burnish. Okay, so this is a little fun fold that we're going to do. Got a piece of white for the inside that's 4 by 5 1/4. I've got 2 pieces of pattern paper here that came from an old 6x6 paper pack called Iconic Celebrations. And we're going to use these birthday candles. And these are, let's see, what are these? These are 1 7/8 by 5 1/4, and we are going to take these and we're going to put one here on the outside. So let's just get a little bit of glue on this, and we're going to center it right up on this front panel here. So just like that. And then the other one we're going to put on the inside here. So again, we'll put a little bit of glue on this. Make sure our candles are right side up. And we'll get this in here. Perfect. Just like that. Okay, now let's do some stamping really quickly. So I have another piece of this boho blue here for the front. That is 2 7/8 by 3 7/8. And then I've got, this was a piece of one of the card bases that came in the kit. And this is 3 5/8 by 3 and, well, let's see, what is this? So 3 and 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. So 3 5/8 by 2 1/2. Okay, so we're going to stamp on this and this. We're going to stamp in boho blue. For the front, we're going to do happy birthday. And this is just a happy birthday from an old stamp set that I have in my stash. I'm sure you all have happy birthday stamps, so you could use whatever stamp you have. And I'm just going to center this up here to make that somewhat straight. So we're going to put this down right there and give that a couple seconds for the ink to transfer. Perfect. And on the inside, we're going to do that same stamp that we used a minute ago, sending love. So we'll go ahead and ink this up. And we'll line this up on our glass mat. And we'll get this down just like this. Give that a second or two. Perfect. Okay. Put this ink away. Check my hands, make sure we don't have any residual ink there. So let's get this put on the inside here. So we're going to put that right in here. Just like that. Okay, then this piece is going to go on top of our cardstock. And we're going to center this up Just like that. Okay, now we're going to take this and put it right here. We need to make sure that we cover up our sentiment there. So that looks pretty good. So I'm going to just hang on here and know that we can only put glue on this side because we don't want to glue our card shut. And again, I'm going to center this, or at least make sure that our greeting is covered. If I'd been thinking about it, I would have stamped the greeting down a little bit further, but, you know, I wasn't thinking that far ahead, so that's okay. This works. And let's see, what else do we need? We need some bling. So let's do those same iridescent foil gems that we were using. So let's get a couple of these. And let's see, we'll do a little one. Okay, there we go. And one more up here. And there we go. Cute, very easy birthday card. So here are the 2 cards that we made today. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe and ring that bell so you get notified every time I upload a video. And I will be back tomorrow with Template Tuesday, so I hope to see you all back then. Have a crafty evening. Bye.